Welcome to the second hour of Mind Shifters Radio. Today is Thursday, November the 6th, 2025. And Michael will be with us in a second. And as you can see, I've got a youngin' in my arms. So hopefully he'll go to sleep here in a minute. Hope everybody's doing well. We had a good CoDependence group last night. Welcome, Don. Welcome, Susan and Susan.
Oh, he's enjoying his dinner or his breakfast, I guess. It's lunchtime to Ash. He has lunch for him, right?
He eats anything anything you give him, he'll put it in his mouth. And so,
Yeah,
but he has to have a bottle to take a nap.
yeah.
So, can you say hi to him?
Hi, sweetie. Happy.
Can you wave?
Can you wave? Hello, sweetie. Are you enjoying your milk? That looks yummy. Getting to connect with your grandma. How lucky are you? Yeah.
So, welcome, Cammie. And I guess that's Dusty, 904 number. How are you, Miss Cammie?
I am good today. A
Good.
lot moving and feeling more and more every moment.
Good.
You sound like you're physically detoxing something.
Um, that maybe I quit smoking in March and I had stopped coughing stuff up months ago. But here lately, yeah, stuff's been coming up. So, uh,
That's awesome
I
that you were
had,
able to stick to that quitting smoking thing. That was
yep,
nice
yeah,
work.
yeah. And it was actually easy. And Matt's quit smoking now too.
Wow,
Um,
that's awesome. Congratulations to Matthew.
yeah. Um, I think he's only been like a few weeks, but still for him, that is amazing. Um, we've tried numerous times together, but I guess I just needed to do it regardless. It's my body. I have to take care of my body and not give
Yep.
into it. Yep,
I
just
remember
don't
the day
take
you
that
made the
first.
commitment.
Yep. Oh gosh, every time I'd go to Heartland, I'd quit and then I'd start as soon as I got back in my car or on the drive back home.
Now you've
Um,
actually let go of it. That's awesome.
and I have no desire at all. So,
Well, when you start to respect yourself, things drop away that otherwise, we're beneficial, quote unquote beneficial, because they kept things out of view, hidden. But when you start to really respect yourself and take care of yourself, then those things have to drop away.
yeah, I don't want it to harm. Let me rephrase that. I want to take care of my body for the first time
Yeah,
in my life. I think for the
that's
first time
awesome.
in my life, I want to. Not saying I don't get cravings for food that I choose not to eat still, but I'm human. So,
Yay.
so
Well, joining you in being gentle with yourself and honoring yourself and taking care of yourself.
thank you. It
You're
feels pretty
welcome
awesome.
and deserving. So, what else is exciting in your life? That was a
Um,
powerful session last night.
it was. Um, I don't know. I guess I could just bring this up to you and see what your thoughts are on it. When we got done with the show last night, so I've always remembered that my father molested me, but my mom told me it must have been a dream. And I remember bringing it up to her when I was in my early 20s and her saying, well, did you notice that I stopped letting you sleep with him? And I've had these memories. This isn't like a memory that came up. I've always had this memory, but I
Right.
found it really interesting that I just shut off my feelings. And after group last night with all the discussion about men and um, the way that I relate to them and the stuff that I've had going on, that came up.
Right.
And what was really cool about it though was like I felt it, I sat with it, and I released it. And you know me, usually having to think everything to death and figure it out. And I just breathed through it, and it doesn't have to be a big deal to feel something that I've never allowed myself to feel. I don't have to get, I can just accept it rather than getting in trauma and drama about it. Um,
Well, you've
and
dissolved the drama and trauma. You've done your work
isn't
around it.
isn't that so cool? But it was just that quick.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I
An
know I've
instant,
had those
an instant
situations.
overnight success after 87 worksheets.
This is something, so this was what I actually originally was going to say. Like, I feel like all of the work I've been doing has been so much pre-verbal and genetic stuff, um, that I feel like I've moved out of that into school age stuff, and I'm getting all of these things that are um, coming up like that with feeling that I've never allowed and releasing it. And I feel like, I don't know, like back in the 80s and 90s, people talked a lot about emotional age. And for the first time, I really feel like I'm growing up. Like, and it's happening quickly. It's pretty cool.
Hooray, eh?
Um, yeah, like I feel much older and emotionally with that comes more emotional maturity.
Yeah,
So,
what's it feel like to be an adult?
um, it feels so good. It feels like I um feel like I'm back in my body. Um, which I
Nice.
know doesn't exist, but you know what I mean?
Oh, that makes perfect
Like
sense.
I feel more whole instead of fragmented all over the place and stuck in the pre-verbal that it was so confusing for me, because I couldn't put words to it and trying to figure it out and all of that stuff that I just finally let it go and now I feel whole. And that's the best way I can describe it. It's very cool. Like,
They had a word for that.
yeah,
It was called holy. It was
holy.
the real meaning of it.
Oh.
It wasn't about getting down on your hands and knees. That's what the priests wanted from you so they could control you. But that's what it is. It's functioning as a whole human being. So now we'll refer to you
And
as
this
your
feels
holiness.
and now my body reacted to that and rejected it, resisted it.
Okay, your holiness.
Um, I don't know what I was going to say, so I guess it doesn't matter. Um, just just the word that came to mind is delighted.
Yay. Yay.
Absolutely delighted.
And it's safe and healing for you to be acknowledged as who you are and to build word associations with power and clarity and humanness and adulthood. Word links to self. When all the crazy word links we've been given, those power person dynamics, and you get finished with them. There's a great line in the scriptures where it talks about Yeshua and it says, referring to him, it says, who thought it not robbery to be equal with God and yet remain humble. In other words, it wasn't an ego trip. It didn't go to his head. He just realized, oh, I share breath with the Creator. I'm at one. And it isn't about hiding or satisfying something of the ego. It's just acknowledgement of who we are as human beings, born in the image and likeness of love, whole and holy.
Yeah, and I felt that before I started drinking again. But not, this is really cool. Like, it's different. I feel, like I said, older and more mature. And of course I am 20 years older. But I didn't feel that way a month ago.
Yeah. Not
And
older in age, just older in being.
yeah,
Yeah.
and more grounded and stable and confident. It's it's amazing. So I'm gonna enjoy this place while it lasts.
Go for it. That's awesome.
Yep. Of course,
Fabulous.
I have an intensive coming up. That's
We'll see what we
likely
can
to.
stir up for you.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yes. So last night's show was very helpful. Um, and um, been breathing all morning and just letting stuff move.
That's becoming clearer and clearer to me that in the moments where there is trauma and held breath, just allow the intelligence that the breath brings in into your physiology. It changes everything.
Yeah, and continually asking Ruka to undo my errors as I'm breathing or before I start breathing, not continually, but I never did that in the past. And you had said something to me a couple months ago about it, and because I remember I was hung up on the prayer is setting a trap for God, and I
Mm-hmm.
was misperceiving what you meant, like because I thought you were talking about like we pray for these things and that's not what prayer is supposed to be about. And you had said it's more, I don't remember your exact words, but it was something like it was more like asking for Ruka's assistance.
Yeah,
And I
that's the
started
time.
praying.
That's the most effective petition to make, I think.
Yes, that's what you said. It's petitioning Ruka.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that has been amazing.
And then prayer
Um,
is when you settle into the state of alignment that you're talking about, where you're like, oh, this is who I am. That's prayer. That's the state of alignment. That's where you literally capture because your mindset and your physiology is set to function as you're designed to function. We're not designed to function carrying around trauma and drama and pain and assault and fear and terror and trauma. We're just not designed for it.
Yeah, and the Power Person worksheet, not the worksheet, the workbook, I'm gonna call it the 19-page workbook, um, has, in looking at those behaviors that I've taken on and looking at how I tried to fix everything for everybody because I blamed myself. Like I'm letting go of that self-blame and that self-responsibility for everybody under the sun. You know,
So a good word link is self-innocent.
you gave me that one before,
Mm-hmm.
and I did it for a little bit, and
Well, it sounds
I
like you've
had
arrived there where you got it. There's a word links that
so
so many people labor under that's in that automatic decision system in the mind, the things they were told and that they associate with themselves. I mean, just horrific stuff. And it's all a lie. The key word link is innocent, not original sin. Original sin kept people tethered to the priest. Original innocence is where I want to focus. And then from original innocence, I have the awareness and the intelligence to know when I'm engaged in energy, it's off the mark, and out of my innocence, I throw it away rather than go into the big guilt trip and the terror and trauma that has been associated with all of that.
Can I add something, Michael?
Please.
So the lesson today in A Course in Miracles is 181. I trust my brothers who are one with me. And very interesting, you're talking about innocence, because there was one line where they talked about true perception. And I realized true perception is innocence. It just
Yes,
like
it's
it came,
perfectly.
it just came like when I'm reading the line, and the line is, when seeing this, all we want to see, when this is all we seek, it's talking about innocence, right? For in the name of true perception are the eyes of Christ inevitably ours, and the love he feels for us becomes our own as well. This will becomes the only thing we see reflected in the world and in ourselves. So the world which once proclaimed our sins becomes the proof that we are sinless. And our love for everyone we look upon attests to our remembrance of the holy self, which knows no sin and never could conceive of anything without the sinlessness.
And you look
So,
at that idea of true perception, and then you break the word innocence down, and what is it? Inner sense.
yeah, that's it.
We
And
were all born with it.
yeah.
But one of the challenges is that since we live in a culture that's primarily based in lies, it's like you can't allow this kid to know the truth and tell the truth to the neighbors, to the people that are coming over for dinner. We live in a lie here. We don't tell the truth. And so what happens when the kid opens his mouth? Smash, bang, shut it down.
I know.
And it's all just stuff that needs to be breathed into, softened, and thrown out of the system.
Yeah, Sally just asked the question. Sally, just so you know, that was lesson 181, page 337, number 8 is where it's all about. I trust my brothers who are one with me. I loved it because in the premise, whenever we're projecting onto the brother, whatever it is, it's a denied part of self. So yeah, beautiful. This, what you're sharing today, it's exactly on point with my idea for today. And also, I talked to Cammie while we've been texting, and I included Cammie on a thread with Andrew and I. It was a big night yesterday, really after the call. Lots of tears. I did probably 10 worksheets and just like deep sobbing from a place I don't even know where. Lots around burden and being burdened being burdened and being a burden. And also this morning in my breath, when I was breathing, the unfulfilled life of my parents really came strong.
Mm,
Both of them.
that's what, that's one of Carl Jung's things is the greatest burden most people carry is living the unfulfilled life of their parent.
Yeah, I could feel it viscerally so strong and all right in my liver and and also it feels like it's starting to release though.
From the core.
At a very deep level. And the difference I was saying to Dr. Tim this morning, he talked about where before I'd be spending so much time in my mind trying to analyze what's happening on the body, constantly trying to figure it out, right? The number one pseudo solution.
Yeah.
And now I'm just being with it, just being a safe witness. And here I am. Here I am. And a lot of it, I don't even have language for the sensation because it must be pre-verbal or maybe lifetimes old or generational systems old, but just allowing myself to be with it and allowing it to be. And yeah.
The actuality, writing it on the breath, and the actuality is wordless.
Yeah.
But literally, when we trust enough to breathe and let it in, it reorganizes everything that never belonged.
Yeah, it's happening. It's absolutely happening. And it's resting into Ruka to be with me as I do this. I've never felt this level of safety before, and this level of trust that I get to rest into life. So yeah, it's really spectacular. And one other thing, I realized I haven't found my joy yet, because Cammie talked the other day that she felt joy, or she was finding her joy. And I realized that hasn't come online yet, but it's going to, because I'm aware of it now. There was a lot of tears around that. And many times as a child, I got beat anytime I expressed any type of joy. So that's the next layer. Yeah, letting that go for sure and being able to show up in that. So yeah, we'll see what gets revealed now. So thank you to everyone last night, and of course everybody on the call on this today.
So I
Thank you so
join you and
much.
support you in it being safe to tap in, till Hardeshadan.
Yeah.
Paleontologist has the best definition I know of. Joy is the infallible sign of the awareness of the presence of God.
Yeah.
And we're designed to live in that awareness, so joining you in it.
Yeah. And I was reflecting back on my parents. I don't recall much joy, very serious. Like there probably will be moments as I open up, but I remember my mom always not being no joy, and my father also. And anytime there was laughter or presentation that way, behaviors that way, it seemed to cause chaos and trouble ensued shortly after. There was beatings or something, yeah. So I can feel even talking about it, but at least it's opening that piece, so I'll be able to look at it, to allow that to be released, because I can imagine what his upbringing would have been like, and also my mother's.
Well, when you first started talking about this, the way that you shaped your fist, and the thought came that you were illustrating a lockdown that came right down to the core of your spine.
Yeah.
And allowing yourself to allow the breath a depth of access that it goes in right into the core of the spine and allows that to soften and open.
Yeah, I can feel it. It's right at the base of the spine and also linked to my right hip. My tip is kind of turned back, it seems, and my SI joint is locked on the right side. So yeah, and there was just a pop right in my dantian as I just said that. So we'll see what's going to be released here.
Coming right through the core.
This is a core. I think it's ancestral, very old. Yeah, I'm excited, very excited to what will be revealed.
Letting go of protection.
Mm-hmm.
Protection not required anymore.
Exactly. Thank you.
So I do a word link: joy,
Okay.
safety, and delight.
Oh, safety and delight. So would I connect that to self? Self is safety and self is delight?
Sure, absolutely. You
Thank
might
you.
do
Oh, I
mom and
feel
dad.
tears. Oh, God, tears with that one. Oh,
You know?
that's right in the heart space.
And you might allow that same word link with mom and with dad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
A
God, my
lot of suffering. Yeah.
heart's starting to burn. It's starting to really burn right now, right in the sacred heart. Yeah, it's burning. I will do that.
Holding the
Yeah.
space.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Miss Cammie, you started to say?
I think Susan, you hit it for me. You hit another point for me that is the feeling that I am having of feeling more mature is I feel like when you texted earlier about being a burden and being burdened,
Yes.
I've always been aware of feeling like a burden. However, this is what being being burdened, that's the thing that I felt my whole life to make everybody around me happy.
Yeah.
And when you said it out, I didn't catch it in the text, but when you said it out loud, the letting go of that burden
Hmm.
that I put on myself, realizing that I even was doing it and letting go of that is, I think, a lot of the freedom that I feel. And
Yeah.
I wasn't able to put words to it. So thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. That came in a worksheet around placing the burden on myself to be be over responsible for everybody around me. That was my own burden, and of course, that's a replication. Obviously, taking on the power person dynamic and then continuing that energetic pattern and feeling burdened by my own burden of taking on over responsibility.
Yes. Yes. We do it to ourselves.
Yeah.
You say you
Yeah.
used to do it to
And
yourself?
I used to do it to
yes,
myself.
Yeah,
used
Yes.
to do it to
yeah,
myself.
used
And
to, used to. Past
I
tense.
let that
Yeah.
I let that shit go.
Yeah.
Yes. You
I
know,
don't
Yeah,
have
it's
no
time.
I have no use for that anymore.
Yeah, really, there is no use in the fact that we get to bring it, so my beautiful son will not be at the effect of it. And all the descendants and all the ancestors as well that I really felt excited yesterday about when I was doing the worksheets that I get to be the ancestor, that this is, that I'm willing and I'm able and I got the spiritual depth to be able to hold it. And yeah, I feel really excited. And I felt ancestors coming in last night. Last night was a lot of tears, I can say that. Like, whew, I don't even, you know, what it was releasing based on everything that you brought up. I'm so grateful for you, Cammie, for what you opening that doorway and then Andrea sharing. It was a big portal into some really deep, deep stuff.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, thank you so
So
much.
what I just got with the unburdening,
Hmm.
because the way that I burdened myself, and I was just sitting here writing about it during Dr. Tim's show, of letting go of that. He used a word, I'm not seeing it right now, but letting go of that need or desire to shed light on the world. Um, that was like the big way that I became a burden to my family was by speaking the truth. And nobody liked that in a house full of lies.
Hold on for a second. Let's really look at that thought. You weren't a burden for speaking the truth. You brought up people's desire to keep the truth hidden. You might want to let go of that belief that you were the burden for speaking the truth. You were the light in the room. And the darkness doesn't like the light.
So what I was trying to articulate, and I don't always do very well. What the heck? The TV just came on. Was releasing that burden that I have put on myself to inform, being a therapist, being a helper, wanting to shed light on behaviors that aren't serving people. Not my job. I'm retired. And it's just not, I mean, only for people who are willing to receive. Only for people who, instead of beating my head against the wall with people who are not. I don't know
Sounds
if
like
I
it's a skill.
articulated.
It sounds like it's a skill you came in with, and it wasn't very appreciated.
And it's funny, Cammie, because when you just said, "Oh my God, the TV just came on," and you know what the TV stands for is to television.
Oh,
So,
wow. Yes.
okay, to television.
How cool. Thank you for catching that.
Yeah, everything's a metaphor. And in that moment, you get to drop that vision, the television, because you can, exactly what Dr. Ryce says, right? You brought light to that family, and you came in with this beautiful gift into the world to share what you know is the truth.
And I've carried it over to trying to push it onto people who are just like them and not. Oh, I got enough to do taking care of myself. I don't.
And the thing is, what I'm learning now, we just get to be. There's nothing to do anymore. And even,
Right.
I was traveling, and really it's just the lights radiating out, and people come in, and there's exchange that happens with people because they've been praying to God for assistance, and all of a sudden there I am, and the exchange happens. I hand it off, and I've done my part and continue on till the next in every moment. And then and also as the triggers come up for me, as they do, I just be with myself and notice, and moving into the witness, being, as Dr. Ryce talks about, right? We get to just be the thinker behind the thought, the feeler behind the feeling, and the actor behind the action, and just watch for the nuances. And this is what I've been telling people. So I may have said this in the group call. So what I noticed, okay, so spirit's always trying to wake us up in the game. We are spirit wanting to wake us up. So it's giving us clues always in our outer world to wake up the human at ourselves. And it's landing. So even the one we just got right now, the TV coming on, right at that moment, to let you know you're on track, and you can, you get to collapse the vision, the television. It was just a story. It was giving you a narrative that wasn't true. It's all around us. We're doing it in every moment, and it's this. We're constantly being informed in this illusion, and when we can look for the clues and watch as they arise, even like getting flat tires, or a song comes on the radio just when you had a thought about something, to really start to be paying attention. I find it's really helpful. I get lots of insights and revelations through the clues on my journey. So even I'm going to be going when I go to the intensive en route. The clues are already coming fast and furious. Whenever I'm going anywhere, I'm watching because they drop in fast and furious, or I'll meet somebody that's got a clue for me, or it's, on the signs in the airport. Yeah. So I look forward to sharing all that, see what comes up on the way, and even keeping a journal. I typically do on my way for the clues, and then see what gets revealed deeper
Cool.
as the setup.
Very cool. You are so good at catching that stuff.
Mhm.
You've been practicing for a while, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah, I have
Yeah.
been practicing.
It's their middle name.
It is, I know. Catching the clues, Susan. That's it. Yeah, the nuances of it, and for whatever reason, yeah, I get the micro nuances I can pick up, and I pick it up in people's. And Michael's really good at the language or regulatory language and things, and I can pick up, yeah, the little subtleties. But I love it, so that was a perfect sign for you.
And
Yeah,
there's
I
a
used to
phrase.
pay attention.
Go ahead.
Oh, I used to pay attention, oh gosh, years ago when Celestine Prophecy came out and I read it. I just started practicing paying attention to everything like that, and I stopped. I stopped paying attention. Oh, the things the bottle will do
And
for
you
one.
pick it up again.
Hmm.
Yeah, now that's coming
This
up, right?
is
Even this conversation that we're having, this is for all of us on the call, and for, preparation for those of us that are going to be going to the intensive also, just to be watching, because it really is setup is happening. And you're also being tested along the way to see if you're holding the consciousness. It happens every moment, moment by moment, of what will be revealed at the intensive. It's already being set up, and how we exchange in every moment. So you might get missing an airplane, or for my case, I'm flying. It could be something like that. And how I respond, if I respond in love or in hostility or fear, will determine the next step. And I've had to, because I travel a lot, I've had those, and staying present, magic has happened. And also I've fell off the rails, and I've also been at the effect of that. And then that just plays out to what gets revealed, or the level of, I want to see the level of evolution that happens at the training as a result. Yeah.
There's an interesting film. It's actually from 1948.
Okay.
It's called The Treasures of the Sierra Madre. And there's a line in it, which you've probably heard repeated different places. And it's spoken in the context of some bandits who are chasing some people. And the bandits are pretending to be police. They're, deep Spanish accents. And the people are being chased ask the bandits for their badges because they're pretending to be police. And in this, kind of backwoods Spanish accent, this guy says, "Badges, badges, we don't need no stupid badges." You might remember that line. So any of these burdens we put on ourselves, I think it's a cool line to just use, burdens, we don't need no stupid burdens. Like, it's just time to let it all go. Take a breath and let it loose. But watching, and it's actually an excellent movie. I mean, it's 1948, but it's really an excellent film. And it was just fun to watch that line be delivered in its original form as it took hold in the culture. So how's everyone else doing? What's moving for you? Terry, Sally, Dusty, Don, Celinda, Kathy.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome,
This
young
is
lady. How are you?
Celinda. I'm good, thank you. I'm listening to your conversation, really appreciating everything everyone is saying. And I wanted to share with you that You ended yesterday's show, I think it was yesterday's show, with a blessing for Donald Trump. It just absolutely warmed the cockles of my heart. Not because I'm a supporter of Donald Trump, but because that's what is working for me so amazingly, if I remember to use it. It's just blessing. I go into Walmart or something rarely, but I go into the store and I notice my first reaction is to judge somebody, and then I just bring myself up short and I just bless them. It's amazing how that transforms the situation for me. My whole atmosphere changes. People come up and compliment me on a hat I'm wearing or something. And a whole conversation opens up. And I get to bless them. And sometimes I bless them verbally. And it's just like most people, just you watch them, they just kind of blossom right there. It just changes the whole energy, and it's part of what you all have been talking about. We don't have to do anything. A blessing for me is just like being in that space of love and knowing that I'm not in charge. Somebody else is, and I just wanted to share with you how much love I felt in your blessing, and I just wanted to share that. It's like I got a blessing too.
Wait. Well, and on that topic, might be an opportunity for everybody to think about, go back and listen to the interview that Dr. Tim did with the gentleman who is the author of The Gentle Art of Blessing. It's a powerful show. And that, the only time that we're not blessing is when there's something in us we haven't dealt with that blocks our blessing. Because I think by our very nature, we are designed as beings to bless, to carry that wherever we go, whatever our eyes fall upon or seem to fall upon.
Well, I'm very grateful for having grown up in the church and reading the Bible over and over and running into the Old Testament where it said you can either bless or you can curse, and that's your choice. Yep. And how it all weaves in with the little histories and fairy tales, whether they're real or not, the stories woven in there. And how it's very simple. It's like choices between life and death, choices between blessing and cursing, choices between surrender or control. It's just like that is my wording, of course, but it's just amazing. And so thank you, everyone who shared today. I'm just very grateful. It's like the piggyback effect. We're helping each other when we do our own work.
And the scriptures, take it another step and point out that the same fountain does not give both sweet water and bitter.
Yes.
And we need to look at what we're doing when we send forward that curse. Doesn't mean we have to pretend. Doesn't mean you have to do a spiritual bypass. It means you do your work and you come and arrive as the presence of love, whatever's going on in the world. And I think that's the highest and best service we can be. Highest and best service we can do. And when we do that, I mean, literally, the very frequency of our voices, the very energy of our presence can be the space that someone's waiting for, to just be touched, to just be lifted over that barrier of fear, of rage, of guilt, of pain into human life.
You remember the story of Cain and Abel, right? And how, and I just was thinking as you were talking, I was just listening to your words, and I was thinking at the same time, I was thinking, if we're judging, we're cursing. If we're lacking, we're cursing. It's just, do you catch my drift? When Cain was doing his sacrifices to the Creator, where was his mind? His mind was on Abel and his resentment about Abel and his decision that God loved Abel more than he did, or whatever else was going on in his mind. I don't know. That's my imaginings. Yeah. That energy was going up. And it was no wonder that his smoke didn't go up to God. Wasn't it his smoke kind of hovered and wouldn't go up into the Creator, something like that in the story?
So joining you in being a blessing in every circumstance. Thought, word, action, appearance. And then to make sure that that which you offer to those people you meet in Walmart or wherever, that you offer to the same to the person that you meet when you look in the mirror.
There you go. Thank you. Mirror work.
Breathing with you.
Thank you.
All right.
It's sort of like the awe, right? When your breath stops for a minute. Just the consideration of what has just been revealed in our interchange. It's a mystery, Michael.
Wrapped in an enigma.
There you go.
And unfolded by the breath. Just, to me, the recurring understanding that's coming to me out of the breath practice I've been doing for the last year or so, it's gone to a whole new level, and just the willingness to allow the intelligence and the wisdom of the breath to come in, and the enlivening and organizing force that it is. I had actually talked about this the other day, and you might recall I mentioned that I was going to run it by Dusty, because Dusty, I know, does a lot of breath work, and I see Dusty's with us today, and that day he had just gone off, and so wasn't able to reach him. But Dusty, the thought that I'd put out that day, the realization was that there is no life in the body at all. All it is organized dust, that it is enlivened literally by the presence of the breath, that's what brings the intelligence and the awareness and the enlivening into the physiology, which is not in any way, shape, or form alive. And that animating force is so important. And I just I had wanted to get your thoughts on that. So if you have any thoughts, Dad, Dusty, I'd appreciate hearing it. Welcome, good sir.
Am I in?
You're in, loud and clear.
Oh, good.
Welcome.
Yes. Yeah, well, sometimes, boy, so much. It's been a good conversation to listen to, everybody, and I appreciate everybody sharing. when we knew each other on Ivy Road, I think at the time I was wearing a little kukui nut that had been carved by some kind of Tibetan priest of some kind, somebody, a monk.
Now,
and
he's talking about 50 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. and it was a little skull. It was a tiny little skull, and it was with a big, big smile. And the words that went with it was compassion, even for the demons.
That's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as blessing someone that ordinarily we might want to think about writing off. But I've also run across something. It says every time we choose love over fear, which I guess that's the bottom line, really, isn't it? Choosing love over fear.
I think so.
We awaken more of the living earth as well. And the Christ is already alive within us. I mean, it's all kind of connected in there. And the I know that I know when I'm breathing right and I'm correct and I'm in the moment, because then, I mean, every step I take, I can feel a blessing in each step, and there's love. And then a few moments later, you know, I may go off the rails somewhere and just totally miss the whole point, and then I'll have to come back to it. But that's part of the process, is it not? Coming back to love first. Love first. And the using the breath, of course. And I don't want to get into any of that exactly, but we all have to breathe, and that's a good way to be in that moment of love. And for me, that's what works. And I deliberately have recently been going out on bare feet on the ground, and I think it was Inyat Khan, or however you say his name, said something about every step you take, kiss the earth. Oh, that's so beautiful. You love the earth. And I was able to do that long enough a couple days ago to where, for the first time, I could feel the earth loving me back. And it was joyous, because it was the connectedness. Like when you do the breath right and you love anything right. And I like what I've heard said about it not judging, because you can't. You don't really know, and it's not our job. And I feel like, and I wish that I was more consistent, but choosing love over fear is kind of a forward little, right there. It's just 4 words. And do that, and whether it's the fear of the past or the present or the future or whatever it is, trauma. And so anyways, I wanted to share that bit about choosing love over fear. And
That really is choosing life over death.
yes, it is. By golly, it really is. And in fact, there's a song that goes, "Love is but the song we
I
sing.
see.
Fear is the way we die."
Mm.
And yeah. So anyway, and I cannot disconnect from the heart of this Mother Earth with all this stuff. It's not just about us humans trying to get it together. We're all connected, and that part brings me great joy when I integrate that. So that's kind of what I have to share on that, unless you have something else to kick back on that.
No, actually, I'm just breathing into it with you, my friend.
Oh, good. Yeah. Boy, that's a really good one. That's a fine tuner. Choosing love over fear, moment to moment. Good luck, but we can do it. That's what we're here for. Christ is already alive within us. So
I'm with you.
okay. And thank you, ladies, for the sharing, especially the past trauma stuff. That's brave stuff. That's how progress is made. And I'm just I'm always in awe of anybody that will really own their own stuff.
Well, joining you in holding a space for those who own their own stuff to be able to also let loose a bit and to open the space for each and every one of us to be able to do the same.
Right. Yeah. And, that just kicked something else a little bit loose in me that I like the idea of, we have to love and bless regardless, but when the people that really want to be self-aware somewhere within them and want to be that love, there's an impetus to be all one can be. I feel like any kind of love directed to people like this goes way far. It goes in, it seeps in, and it helps that process. The real trick for me is for those that just could give a hoot less and would just as soon go the other way. It's not about changing somebody, or it's about changing ourselves. I think it was Ernest Hemingway that said, being superior to your fellow man that's not where nobility is at. He says being better. Wait, I'm going to get this right. There's no nobility in being better than your fellow man. True nobility lies in being better than your former self.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you on that and join you in it, my friend. Good to hear your
Okay.
voice and tap into your vibe.
Thank you. You too.